with the previous year's winner being the first ever Australian, Nicole Kidman, to win the Best Actress Oscar. The next winner became the first South African to win the Best Actress Oscar, and that was Charlize Theron. Kidman and Theron share similar traits, tall, blonde, and feisty, and they love playing real-life people and transforming physically for roles to a point of being unrecognizable. The two even starred alongside each other in Bombshell in 2019, and it was a sudden rise to fame for Theron. She was at the right place at the right time, and her acting power is supreme, and for that, she always gets rewarded. Charlize Theron was born to Afrikaans parents in South Africa. She grew up speaking Afrikaans and learned English by watching films and TV. Her mother fatally shot her father right in front of her when she was a child to defend herself from him since he was an abusive alcoholic. Therefore, she grew up only with her mother. Their bond was strong, and Charlize's mother was actually the one to buy her a one-way ticket to Los Angeles to take a chance at starting an acting career in Hollywood. The young Charlize moved to LA at the age of 19 and imminently was scouted by a talent agent. Funnily enough, it was her explosive, hard-headed attitude that made heads turn when she started arguing with a bank teller for refusing to cash her check sent from her mother. These antics got Charlize her first Hollywood connection when her agent was watching this conflict unravel. And the rest is history. She assumed an American accent straight away, attended acting classes, and modeled on the side until she eventually went to auditions and secured her first film role. After a handful of minor roles, Theron started her breakthrough role in 1999 at the age of 22 in a supernatural horror film called The Devil's Advocate opposite Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. She starred in a mix of drama and crime films like Cider House Rules, Reindeer Games, and The Italian Job. Theron proved that she can star opposite major Hollywood actors and hold her own in a scene. But it was time for Theron to take the lead and provide a masterful performance as a leading lady. In 2003, this moment came. Charlize headlined in Monster, directed by Patty Jenkins and co-produced by Theron herself. Much like preceding Oscar-winning actresses, Charlize took on the role of a real-life person, Eileen Wuornos, a mentally ill serial killer. And Theron put on 30 pounds, shaved her eyebrows, and completely submerged in this character. This role changed everything for Theron. She said, "I never got offered parts like that. Never. It took a woman, a first-time female director, to offer me that role." And this role got Charlize, at the age of 29, her first Oscar nomination and first win at the 2004 Oscars. Theron became exclusively the first and only South African to win the Best Actress Oscar. Her star status skyrocketed, as well as her pay, making her one of the highest paid actresses. In 2006, Theron was nominated for the Oscar once again for her gritty role in North Country opposite fellow Oscar winner Frances McDormand and directed by Nicky Caro. And one more time in 2020 for Bombshell opposite Oscar winner Nicole Kidman and Margot Robbie. Charlize, who has worked with various women film directors, said this: "I think the reason why female directors are so successful is because they're not just telling women's stories. They might be telling stories that affect women, but their studies on men are done so well that they're universal directors. So I really believe that this is a talent, and just understanding the human conflict is so good that they can tell any genre, any kind of story, and that's why I think they're doing so well." End quote. On top of producing Monster, Theron has produced and starred in other works like Dark Places, Atomic Blonde, and Bombshell. Charlize starred in various incredibly dramatic, dark, and of course physically demanding roles like in Road, Snow White and the Huntsman, Mad Max Fury Road, and Prometheus. Other than work in film, Theron has made big waves in activism focused on human rights in South Africa, African youth, and women's rights. The Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project was created in 2007 by Theron, a year before she was named a UN Messenger of Peace. Theron's dedication to her work has met quite traumatic moments to her health during her career. She has torn her thumb ligaments, herniated her disc in her neck, broken teeth, caught a stomach virus, dislocated her jaw, and injured her vocal cords during filming of various projects. Reckless or not, she is clearly incredibly resilient and committed. There is a quote by Charlize that I think is brilliant. She said this: "We come on these junkets and it's like, so you don't play a glamorous role again, and sometimes I just want to look at people and say, have you really thought this through? How many great stories can you tell in a Dior dress? Or is it because I've done a J'adore perfume ad that I can only be one type of woman? I don't think women are that. We are many things. One day we wake up and we want to wear jeans and a t-shirt, and the next day we want to have our hair done. But that doesn't mean that I don't have access to raw emotion." Charlize is unapologetically herself. She is riveting on screen and continues to prove that in order to stay a relevant star in Hollywood, one must be shrewd, adventurous, and just give it your all.
I realized that when I was interviewed and journalists would ask me, are you a feminist? And you know, it wasn't until this movement happened that I had to actually go back and think about it. And I remember always saying, well, you know, being a feminist means a different thing to everybody, and I would kind of apologize for it. But today I'm proud to say that I am a f***ing feminist.